Let's go! The official BSB Partner Series. This is FAB-Racing. Yeah.
But it is the AC40 Rookies that will be looking to get this right first time around and get looking towards the lights. It'll be Oliver Hall, Finley Bardell. What can Finley do from second on the grid? Can he get a better run than Oliver as they look to the lights? Everyone glancing up at the red lights. We're lights on, lights off. It's a good start once again from Finley Bardell. He sweeps around the outside of Oliver Hall, back up into the lead of this one. Exactly what we saw from him last race. Oliver Hall into second position. So once again, it's an absolute cracker of a start from the 99 Finley Bardell behind Zach Pennegar. Not the best of starts there from the 134 of Speed Pennegar, but I'm sure he'll get back on it. Behind it was a good start from Beth Ashby and Chloe Gleason on row 3.
Yeah, not what we're used to seeing from Speed Pennegar, just not quite the start that we've seen him do for the rest of the weekend, but a brilliant start from Finley Bardell to get up ahead of Oliver Hall. That's exactly what he needed, just needs to upset Oliver's rhythm, make sure he can't get into that rhythm and just pull away at the front, because Finley needs to start racking in the points as they head down into the infield section for the very first time. Plenty of these guys looking strong in this one. Finley Bardell still leading. He's got a bit of breathing space now over Oliver Hall. Zach Pennegar in third place as these guys come across the line to finish their first lap of asking.
As Taylor Riley comes across the line. Taylor, who went down in one of the earlier races, but however is in his first race weekend, and it's been great to see starting to get stuck in. The young rider from Brentford in his first weekend here at FAB-Racing, the AC40 Rookies, currently running in 8th place, which is a good start. Managed to get up ahead of Beth Ashby on that last lap, so it's a good start for the 114. But up ahead it's Finley Bardell off the line, has managed to hold off Oliver Hall, and in fact that gap now out to 1.8 seconds. So Finley Bardell clearly is a completely different rider from round 1 to round 2, switched it on and extending that gap out of Oliver Hall now.
Yeah, and a good start from Chloe Gleason up into 5th place on the number 25 machine. The 9-year-old from Eastbourne competing in her first ever race weekend here at FAB-Racing. Caught the racing bug and now is here racing in the AC40 Rookies. Finley Bardell, though, out the front, just absolutely putting the hammer down. 107.4 on that last lap. Fastest lap of the race goes to him as there's battles all coming all through the field. We're seeing the 144 of Taylor Riley battling it out with the likes of Bethany Ashby and Annabelle McCarthy as well. So all these guys putting in their efforts, of course making their first steps. This is going to be their first weekend for a lot of these guys for racing ever, so they're going to be learning constantly as they're going along and learning from every mistake, every triumph as they go along in this race.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got to think these young riders are, well, from 6 years old, so it shows you the bravery that some of them have to get on these bikes that go faster than what I probably like to do, and they're quite happy to go down, even if they take a tumble, straight back up on their feet. The adrenaline is pumping through them, back on the bike, back in the race, and that's exactly what we like to see. That is the competitive spirit inside these guys. That is why they've joined the FAB paddock, and it's great to see. Out there, Annabelle McCarthy trying to close in on Beth Ashby as well. The gap between her and Beth was 0.3 of a second across the line. Equally, Beth trying to close in on Taylor Riley in 8th place as well. So the gap between 8th place all the way down to 11th was around about a second and a half. But it is Finley Bardell that is still leading this one from Oliver Hall. And Oliver starting to drop back from Finley Bardell now. It's now 5.1 seconds. Oliver, who's, he took a hat-trick of wins in round 1. This time around, Finley Bardell, fastest lap, got to the lead on the off the start. 5.1 seconds, absolute perfect start for him.
The key to Bardell's race here is that he absolutely nailed the start of the race. Got a good gap out right at the beginning, and now ever since he's just been eking it out a second each lap. And now that consistency is now helping him towards the latter stages of this race. Of course, 3 laps down and already has a 5.1 second lead over Oliver Hall. So the tables are turning slightly in this AC40 Rookies race, but it's not over just yet. Oliver Hall could very well turn it round and go and catch the number 99 of Finley Bardell. But Finley's looking really, really strong in this one, so it's going to take a tall order for anyone to be able to go and catch the number 99. They're just coming on to finish their 4th lap of this race, so we're just over half race distance for these guys.
Yeah, Rex Austin in 4th position, chasing down Speed Pennegar in third. Having a really good run is Rex Austin. Trying to close in. The gap at last time around was 9/10 of a second. What will it be on the line? It's looking as though he's starting to close in. The 991 starting to close in on the 134. On the line, it's just extended a little bit, but Rex Austin putting in the effort. We've got 4 laps left to go, and he's not giving up on a possible debut podium in this AC40 Rookies. However, it's still Finley Bardell leading away now. 6.6 seconds for Finley Bardell. Really switching on in this second round of the season. Really impressive.
Yeah, really incredible stuff. The tables have turned completely in the AC40 Rookies. It was between Bardell and Hall in round 1. It's between those two again, but now it is Bardell who has the upper hand over the number 3, Oliver Hall. Zach Pennegar, a good 15 seconds back from Oliver Hall and 20 seconds back from the race. No, sorry, 15 seconds back from Bardell, but really flying in this one. Third place overall in this race. He's going to be defending that from Rex Austin. Chloe Gleason's going to be trying to look for a podium as well. All these riders. Ollie O'Gorman has had a good weekend so far. Has Ollie, the number 46, of course, the brother of Casey O'Gorman, who we're used to seeing over in the British Talent Cup and European Talent Cup as well. But Finley Bardell out the front. It is with the fastest lap of the race, and now a 7-second lead. The number 99 of Finley Bardell, absolutely flying out the front of this one, ahead of Oliver Hall.
Yeah, really surprising. Well, I say surprising to after Oliver took the first 3 wins of the season. It is Finley that is now extending that gap out to 7.1 seconds. So Finley clearly completely switched on over that period between the end of race 3 and race 1 in round 2, and he's come back fighting well, and he's absolutely taking the fight to Oliver Hall, who's in second position and just can't seem to handle Finley Bardell's upturning pace. Speed Pennegar in third place has still got Rex Austin now within a second of him, so Rex Austin closing in. It's looking noticeably closer as well. So Rex Austin late in this one, we've gone on to 2 laps left to go, and Rex Austin really in the tracks of Speed Pennegar as they go into the infield section, on with a chance of a debut podium. As we go on, we've got Finley Bardell, the 99, the race leader, still holding on to this one, extending that gap out again to 8.6 seconds. Last time around was a second and a half faster than Oliver Hall. He's absolutely lighting up the timing screens.
Yeah, you can tell he's enjoying himself out there. He looks really confident at the front of this race. Just a couple more laps to go before Finley Bardell can take his maiden victory in motorcycle racing, and his maiden victory here in the FAB-Racing Minibike British Championships, making his first step into a motorcycle racing career, and it looks like it's going to be a motorcycle racing career that is going to flourish. Of course, all these guys, stars of the future, and Finley Bardell doing a brilliant job in his first ever weekend of racing. Around the outside, making light work of some of the back markers as he goes on to start the penultimate lap.
We've got a rider down, and is that Oliver Hall just out of the window? It might have been Oliver Hall that's gone down. We'll have to double check on that one. It is, but it's Finley Bardell that is leading this one on the final lap. A comfortable lead at the moment, still with the fastest lap as well, and absolutely cruising down the back end of the circuit. Just a few more corners. Going into the second sector is Finley Bardell. A little bit of lap traffic, but not to worry about as he sweeps around turn 5 in towards the second sector. Just a few more corners left to go for Finley Bardell. As you say, looking for a first win in motorcycle racing. And what a win. What a way to boost your confidence coming into this. It's the first time we've seen Finley on circuit. And as you say, he's got the pedigree for racing, and well, he's clearly showing a little bit of what we might see for the rest of the season. But Finley Bardell coming around to the final corner. What a win for the young man. He's just got to make it around the final stages of this one. First win for Finley Bardell. What a result for the young man. Absolutely buzzing with that one. You can see he was laser focused. He was ready to do another lap. He was ready for that.
Yeah, he's just wanted to go out and do win some more races out there, did Finley Bardell. He wasn't done yet, but I think you were right. I think Oliver Hall has crashed out because he's dropping down our timing screens, and it looks as if it's going to be Zach Pennegar that's going to come round and finish in second place. We'll have to wait and see what happens there, and I think it's going to be Zach Pennegar that takes second place ahead of Rex Austin. Maiden podium for the number 991. We're going to have to go and find out what happened to Oliver Hall there, because he's dropped down on our timing screens. Perhaps it was the crash that you spotted out of the window, Gareth. Matthew Thomas now finishes in 4th ahead of Chloe Gleeson, the 9-year-old, just ahead of Ollie O'Gorman, the number 46.
And Rex Austin just missing out on 2nd position by just under 0.2 of a second. A brilliant drag to the line between Speed Pennegar and Rex Austin, but it is Sack that finishes in 2nd and Rex Austin in 3rd. Matt Thomas in 4th. Chloe Gleeson, a good 5th position. Ollie O'Gorman makes up a couple of positions to 6th. Jensen Bishop in 7th. Beth Ashby in 8th. Annabelle McCarthy in 9th, with Taylor Riley in 10th place. Seth Mason Hayward in 11th. Bradley Curtis in 12th, with Aidan Burlton in 13th. Unfortunately, we lost Oliver Hall, dropping down the order after that incident at the second part of the infield section. Just lost control of the bike, maybe pushing a little bit too hard to close in on Finlay Bardell. But, well, what can you say? Finlay Bardell, that is your first win. That's going to be the best feeling for you.
The first win, and he's done it by almost 30 seconds as well. So it should be an amazing feeling for the number 99 of Finlay Bardell. A brilliant, brilliant debut. A brilliant start to his round 2. And a brilliant start for Zach Pennegar as well, up there in 2nd place. Not the start that Oliver Hall will have wanted, unfortunately, not picking up points in that one. But Finlay Bardell, it was that took the win and took a commanding 28.8 second lead victory at the end of race 1 for the AC40 Rookies. Round 2 here at the Lydd Kart circuit. So these guys will be going back, getting some rest for tomorrow. 2 more races for them tomorrow. So you can just see Oliver Hall there walking back to pit lane. So we'll have to go try and find out what happened to him before tomorrow's races. But it was Finlay Bardell who took all the glory this time round.
The likes of Finlay Bardell, I'm sure, will be feeling the same. Rex Austin, Zach Pennegar, and Bethany Ashby and Chloe Gleeson. They've had a pretty decent run so far this weekend. Bethany Ashby and Chloe Gleeson, a top 5 and top 6 start, and been running well in the top 6 in the races. Ollie O'Gorman's had a couple of good runs so far. So this Rookies Championship is going to be pretty tight for the... Oliver Hall is looking as though he's going to run with Finlay Bardell, but behind, it could be anyone's. And it's great to see, of course, these rookies coming in for the first time. A lot of them, maybe their first race weekend completely, and still being involved in a couple of fights. And it's great to see as they learn a bit of racecraft, get used to what it's like to run on these circuits, because, of course, sometimes it might be the first time they've even appeared at them.
Yeah, and it helps it being a stacked grid, because there's plenty of competition out there. They'll be learning off each other the whole time as well. They'll be seeing where other riders might be a bit stronger, and then picking up off of the experience of perhaps Oliver Hall out the front, who's already done a season, and they'll be out there. And that's the beauty of having such a full grid for these guys, is that there's plenty of opportunities for battling it out, like you say, and plenty of opportunities for these guys to be learning and progressing in their careers. But now they're going to be looking to the lights for race 2 for the AC40 Rookies. Yesterday went to Finlay Bardell. Oliver Hall's going to be looking to change that. Who's it going to be as they look to the lights for the second time for round 2? And they are away. Oliver Hall has a pretty bad start there at the front. He looks as if maybe a problem there for Oliver Hall, because he's dropped right back through the pack. Oliver Hall now pretty much last, stone dead last, as he pulls to the side of the circuit. But it is Finlay Bardell now who has a monstrous lead at the front.
Yeah, Oliver Hall's bike just coming to a screeching halt on the exit of turn 1, but it is finally Finlay Bardell that's still holding on to this lead. In fact, he started to build that lead out down the rear end of the circuit as they sweep around turn 3. Behind, it's all to play for as everyone tries to filter into position as they make their way around this first lap of the weekend. But Oliver Hall now back underway in this one, and now he's on a complete recovery ride. Can Oliver close into anyone? We'll see if that bike can get started. It looks as though it's another issue. He pulls off to the side of the circuit. It's not going to plan for Oliver Hall, but up ahead it is going to plan if you're Finlay Bardell, the 99, with an absolutely handsome lead coming around the final corner. It's worked out pretty nicely if you're Finlay Bardell. He sweeps around the final corner, starts his second lap in the lead of this one.
And that's Speed Pennegar, who's now up into second place in this race. He's defending that second place just ahead of Bethany Ashby. So he's flying in this one is Speed Pennegar. But of course, Finlay Bardell, your race leader, and flying away at the front. We saw him do it yesterday. He had a little bit of trouble from Oliver Hall. Of course, Oliver Hall, your championship leader. Zach Pennegar has gone down. That is Speed Pennegar. So commentator's curse.
Yeah, and that's Speed Penegard going down at turn 2. It seems looks as though he's marshals over to make sure he's okay, but bike's out of the way. But it is it's so unfortunate for Speed because he's had such a good run so far this weekend. We'll double check to make sure, but up ahead it is still Finley Bardell that is fighting for this win, extending that gap over everyone else on circuit. And behind, you've got the likes of Rex Austin, you've got Chloe Gleeson, Bethany Ashby, all still filtering into position. But now with Oliver Hall out of this one, the podium positions is available to one extra person.
Yeah, absolutely, and of course with Speed Penegard out of this one as well, that's bumped everyone up a place because of course Zach Penegard was in second place in this race, but Finley Bardell out the front of this one, absolutely flying and just completely running away with it. But it's and I think we've got another rider down in the background there. We'll have to try and see if we can figure that one out a little bit too far. There is confirmation Oliver Hall is out of this race, so your championship leader not picking up any points today, so that's a big hit to the championship for him because of course yesterday coming in after a crash with his footrests coming off the bike. Now this is going to be another 25 points going the way of Finley Bardell, and the tables are completely turning.
Oh, you don't want to put the commentator's curse on just yet. I'm sure he'll be wanting to circulate and get some few more laps in before he starts to think I might have this one, but we've still got this AC40 Rookies Championship going on. Of course, it's their second race of round 2. One more race left to go later on this weekend. And around the sweeping bend goes the 114, and that's Taylor Riley as he lets the 113 gets down the inside into the infield section, and that's the 113 of Annabelle McCarthy getting a move up past Taylor Riley. She started in 10th position. Taylor Riley started in 11th, so Taylor just losing a position there, but Annabelle, good move into the infield section, just up the inside, no worries whatsoever, and now she can start fighting for a decent result in that top 10 as Taylor Riley tries to get back past in towards turn 1.
Yeah, and brilliant stuff there from all the young ladies in this race. It's brilliant to see a load of girls out there in the rookies class. The next generation of motorcycle racers. You can just see there, that's Zach Penegard walking off to the side of the circuit. So unfortunate for Zach, unfortunate for Oliver Hall, but very fortunate for Finley Bardell out the front with Rex Austin in second place, 8.6 seconds back from Finley Bardell. Bethany Ashby there in third place, going to be a maiden podium for her. Yeah,
she's currently got about a 1.5 seconds advantage over Ollie O'Gorman. Ollie O'Gorman is having a really good run. Started 7th on the grid, now finds himself in 4th place. Chloe Gleeson back in 5th with Matthew Thomas in 6th place. Taylor Riley fighting up to 7th, having that battle with Annabelle McCarthy, and they were gapped by around about 1/10 of a second. In fact, Annabelle McCarthy trying to get the move done, and they're being joined by Bradley Curtis and by and Jensen Bishop in that battle as well. So they're all fighting over a decent top 8 result. But up at the front is still Finley Bardell, 10 seconds advantage over Rex Austin. Rex Austin, who picked up a podium in the end of day race yesterday, I'm sure will be absolutely delighted. Second place currently, Beth Ashby sitting behind, and Beth running in third place.
Yeah, and brilliant to see so many new names this year as well. Of course, the likes of Rex Austin, Chloe Gleeson, Bethany Ashby, Ollie O'Gorman we've seen before, but it's brilliant to see him back and racing with us in the rookies. Annabelle McCarthy, Matthew Thomas, so many new names, and it's brilliant to see. And of course, Taylor Riley battling out there in 7th as well. But a new name, of course, Finley Bardell, because we didn't see him last year, and he's come and really showed us what he's capable of, just sweeping the rest of the field, flying out the front, and is just completely checked out. We have to wait a good 15 seconds before we see any rider. 14.0 seconds across the line was the gap from Bardell to Austin. So Bardell out the front doing an absolutely brilliant job as we look at the battle for 7th place, as we see a change for the positions a bit further back there.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice move there into the infield section. Of course, all these riders learning where to get those overtakes done, perhaps just working out that racecraft, but up at front, Finley Bardell does not have to worry about that whatsoever. He can just circulate this Lydd track with that 14-second advantage over Rex Austin. Ollie O'Gorman now up into 3rd place. It looks as though Beth Ashby's had an issue. She's dropped down from 3rd into 6th place. Unfortunate for Beth there, dropping out of the podium. That's promoted Ollie O'Gorman up into what might be a debut podium.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant to see for Ollie O'Gorman, see him on the podium, obviously inspired by his brother Casey O'Gorman, who's had plenty of podiums, plenty of wins. So he's been shown how it's done here, has the number 46 of Ollie O'Gorman. Currently looking at the leader, Finley Bartell, the number 99. He has been a force to be reckoned with at the beginning of this race and the beginning of this round 2, as we just have the shot slightly blocked there. But it is the number 99, Finley Bartell, down into the back field of the section one more time, flying around this course. Looks really confident, looks really happy, comes in and pretty much completely focused when he crossed the line yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. It was almost like he wanted to do another lap. He was so happy with that one. But yeah, coming into the infield section of Finley Bartell, a little bit of lap traffic up ahead, but I'm sure that won't worry him too much as he's coming around, sweeping into the second to last corner. Of course, this penultimate corner here, a long right-hander as he leans down, taking the apex line, rolling onto the main straight to take the final lap board. So Finley Bartell taking that last lap. One more tour of this Lydd kart circuit, and Finley Bartell will be picking up his second win on the season. Of course, unfortunate issues for Oliver Hall earlier off the start, just couldn't quite get that bike working, but it's worked out perfectly if you're Finley Bartell, who's now leading this one by an absolute, country mile, and he's disappearing up the road. Rex Austin, however, 22 seconds behind, but still in that podium position. And of course, podiums for these young riders at this age, they will raise their confidence, it will keep them buzzing, and of course it keeps them riding.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they'll be picking up their medals, picking up their trophies, and like I say, that'll give them the confidence going forward to go out there and keep improving, keep getting closer and closer to the win. Of course, Finley Bartell in his debut weekend, already picking up a win early on, looking comfortable to be picking up his second win of his career and his second win of the season here at the Lydd kart circuit. It is the round 2 for the AC40 Rookies, and it is Finley Bartell that takes the second win of asking for the number 99. Brilliant victory for him. Cleared off at the front. A good 20-second lead as we just wait for Rex Austin to come across the line. He's going to be picking up second place, but he's just trying to defend that one.
Yeah, trying to defend from Matt Thomas. Ollie O'Gorman involved in a battle with Matt Thomas, but it's going to be Rex Austin coming and taking the checkered flag for second position. Congratulations goes out to Rex, Ollie O'Gorman and Matthew Thomas. Well, it's close across the line, but it is Ollie O'Gorman that takes home third place on the podium. Congratulations goes out to Ollie. He comes home with, I believe, his first podium being at FAB. It was ever so close. A tenth of a second gapped himself between himself and Matthew Thomas. Beth Ashby comes home in 5th with Taylor Riley in 6th. Then Bradley Curtis making his way from 13th to 7th. Lovely moves there from Bradley. Decent result to move up past a number of different bikes.
Yeah, an incredible result there from Curtis. Obviously, a couple of crashes in front, but not quite what they would have wanted. But of course, Curtis flying through the field, and a brilliant ride from him. Not to take anything away from him up in there in 7th place, and not to take anything away from Finley Bartell, the number 99. Incredible victory. 25.4 seconds was the lead across the line ahead of Rex Austin. Brilliant debut podium for Rex, and a brilliant debut podium also for Ollie O'Gorman. Yeah.
So Finley Bartell, your race winner for race 2 of the weekend, or for round 2, I should say, for the of the weekend for these guys here. Of course,
plenty
2 rounds we are.
Races.
Yes, so many races. 2 races we've completed here at Lydd kart circuit, or 2 rounds, I should say. 6 races across the weekend, and we are on the final day, and they will be back out for their final race of the weekend.
But it looks as if we're going to get underway very shortly here as they look to the lights for race 3 for the AC40 Rookies, their final race here at Lydd in 2021. And it's another good start from Finley Bartell. It looks as if Oliver Hall was looking to the side. Bad start from him. He did have a problem earlier on, and that's a big crash. That's Zach Pennegar, unfortunately, that's Taylor Riley that's gone down. A bit of a collision there.
Yeah, Taylor Riley, it looks as though he's gone down off the line, just lost the bike on the first phase of the start, but up ahead it looks as though everyone's starting to pull away well, but up at the front it was a really, really strong start for Finley Bardell and Zach Speed Pennegar. Speed, after that error on the outlap, really brought it into a decent start, and we'll see if we follow him through the first sector, if he's managing to hold on to it. As Finley Bardell, a fantastic start, leading this one away. As you say, been the one to beat in this second round of the season. Oliver Hall making a move on Speed Pennegar down into the infield section. So Oliver, after starting on pole position, drops down to third place, now getting back in the groove and can start chasing down Finley Bardell. Speed Pennegar down to third. He's now got an attack on from behind, but you can see these three all fighting over position. That Speed going back past Oliver.
Yeah, Speed really showing what he can do and really sticking it to Oliver Hall there. Of course, Oliver there on the Tivo chassis, the Team Evolution Engineering bike. Just looks as if I'm correct, that he's not on his, because he had a problem with his bike earlier on. And I'm pretty sure he's on a Blatter now. That's not the bike he usually runs. So just getting used to that different bike is Oliver Hall. If I've spotted that, then I do hope that is what it is. From here it's hard to tell, but it does look like he's on a different bike out there as Oliver Hall, so that's possibly why we're not seeing the pace that we're used to seeing from him. But battling it out with Speed Pennegar and Rex Austin just behind, doing a brilliant job to stick with these guys as well. Yeah,
Rex Austin, who's come into this weekend as a new name and really impressed, really starting to, every single race we've seen more and more pace from him, and he's now starting, as you say, to push up towards the back of Speed Pennegar. Here comes Oliver once again. Oliver Hall down the inside into the infield section. Same move we saw last time around on Speed Pennegar. Now, can he keep the drive and the momentum through the second part of the hairpin? And Rex Austin fighting over a podium now. In fact, he's got a good run. Can he get past? But Speed Pennegar once again having a look to the outside line. He's going to turn it to the inside line. These two having a cracking battle.
What a battle there between these two. Zach Pennegar just had to shut off the throttle there to give space to Oliver Hall, and he's just lost a little bit of time out from that one, so he's just going to have to regroup and see if he can get back on to the back of the number 3, Oliver Hall. Meanwhile, Finley Bardell out the front, setting fastest lap after fastest lap, 105.3, a solid good few seconds quicker than anyone else. 7.6 seconds is his lead over the rest of the field. In fact, 7.7 seconds it is over the rest of the field. So Finley Bardell at the front, he's gone and he is away with it. Only 2 laps into this race. So 99, the leader, Finley Bardell, absolutely flying, but it's between these guys for that final podium position now, because it's just Speed Pennegar and Rex Austin who's battling out. They've just lost out to Oliver Hall. He's just managed to pull away from these guys. He's just got a bit of breathing space now, so he's going to be focused to see if he can close down that mammoth gap to Finley Bardell. But it's a change for third place as Rex Austin goes up the inside of Speed Pennegar. Will Speed be able to bring it back?
Yeah, Speed taking a little bit, we went too deep into the first hairpin and that's cost him a little bit of time. He just didn't quite have that apex speed, but up at the front, Finley Bardell leading this one across the line. What's it going to be? Last time around it was almost at 8 seconds. Oliver Hall, now he's been set free. Can he close in? It's 9.1 seconds. Finley Bardell has been let loose so far on this Sunday and really, really impressing in this AC40 rookie class. He's got the fastest lap and almost, just over a 9-second advantage. Rex Austin making his way up past Speed Pennegar into third position. Beth Ashby is in 5th place with Matt Thomas in 6th. Ollie O'Gorman has held place off the line in 7th with Chloe Gleason 8th. Bradley Curtis in 9th with Jensen Bishop 10th with Seth Mason Hayward in 11th. Annabelle McCarthy, Aidan Belson, and unfortunately Taylor Riley after that incident off the line down in 14th position.
Really smooth, impressive lines. I've just been watching Finley Bardell all the way through that section. Really nice, mature lines from Finley. I mean, it must be tough at this age to have a good concept of lines and where you're meant to be going, but he looks really impressive out there. You can tell he's been told all the right things. He's really smooth, considering this is his first ever race weekend as well. He's got really solid little lines out there on the number 99 bike. So yeah, really flying around this circuit. It looks really comfortable, really smooth, and that's exactly how it looks really relaxed as well. So it's brilliant to see from Finley Bardell. Of course, Oliver Hall trying to bring that gap back in, but just struggling to do that. 9.4 seconds is now the lead that Finley Bardell has over Oliver Hall. Rex Austin still there in 3rd place. He's got a little bit of a lead now over Zach Speed Pennegar. And then just after them is going to be Matthew Thomas, Bethany Ashby and Ollie O'Gorman all battling out as well. And this is the battle we are looking at on track. This is the battle between Matthew Thomas and Bethany Ashby.
Yeah, Beth trying to close in on Matthew Thomas, the 128 for 5th position. And that would be a lovely result for Beth. You can take home a top 5 to finish off their weekend here at Lydd. We've got 3.5 laps left to go, and it's Finley Bardell from Oliver Hall. Rex Austin, who's getting encouragement every time he sweeps down the back straight and into the infield section. He's starting to build an advantage over Speed Pennegar in 4th position now. So Rex in a comfortable 3rd place, the 991, doing a great job. Beth Ashby and Matt Thomas really closing up, and in fact they're now bringing Ollie O'Gorman into that party as well, as we've got a rider down on the exit of the fast turn 6 towards the back straight, and we'll see who it is as they come past the commentary box, if they can get restarted. And but it is still Finley Bardell from Oliver Hall. Rex Austin, Zach Pennegar, Matt Thomas and Bethany Ashby are your top 6 as they sweep around to start 2.5 laps left to go for Finley Bardell, who is cruising to victory, 9.3 seconds in front.
Yeah, Finley Bardell so strong at the front of this one, like I say, 9.3 seconds quicker than anyone else, and that's someone off on the side of the circuit, can't quite make the number out there. I think that's the number 25 of Chloe Gleason, who's gone out. Really unfortunate for her debut weekend here. Yeah, it is just dropping down the timing screen, so really unfortunate for the number 25 Chloe Gleason. That's not the way you want to end your weekend here at the Lydd kart circuit, but it's been a good weekend for her up until this point on her debut weekend in motorcycle racing. Looking back at Speed Pennegar's just dropping back a little bit now, just falling into the clutches of Matthew Thomas and Bethany Ashby, just struggling, perhaps a little bit of frustration still haunting him a little bit from that incident that he had at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, and into the infield section once again, a little bit deep, a couple of mistakes, and you can see another wobble on the bike there, possibly just not quite happy with how that bike's feeling after that issue on the outlap, which saw it come to a halt, and it's going to open the door. Here comes the 128 down the inside. Will we see a change of position? Matt Thomas not quite, as Matthew Thomas tries to get that move up into a top 4 result. We're on the penultimate lap, and it's Finley Bardell in the 99, Oliver Hall in the 3, and Rex Austin the 991, your current podium. But behind, the fight is for 4th place between Zach Speed Pennegar, Matthew Thomas and Bethany Ashby. Bethany's still involved in this. We've got a fight from 4th through to 6th. But at the moment it's looking as though Matthew Thomas has got the bit between his teeth, and there is Chloe Gleason once again, another issue with that bike as she's pulled off to the side of the circuit on the start-finish line, just on the runoff area. So the yellow flags will be out at the final corner, but we've got just over a lap left to go for Finley Bardell. In fact, he's about to cross the line and take the last lap board, so one more tour of this Lydd circuit for Finley Bardell to pick up another win and start off his career in bike racing in sensational fashion, ending round 2 with another victory to take the fight to Oliver Hall this season in this championship. Of course, the Rookies, a championship this season. It's going to be looking as though Oliver Hall and Finley Bardell are going to have an absolutely stellar battle between themselves all season long. Finley Bardell sweeping around the back end of the circuit. Just a few more corners left to go for the young man, and Oliver Hall in 2nd position. He's reeled him in by about 1.5 seconds, but it's not been enough. Of course, as you say, Oliver didn't have the greatest of starts, but Finley just cruising down the back straight now. Just a few more corners left to go for the 99. He's got the fastest lap, he's got the lead, he's just got 3 more corners left to go, and he can just take them at his own leisurely pace. He doesn't need to push too hard and make any silly mistakes, because it's just 1 more corner left to go for Finley Bardell. He's coming around to take the final win of the weekend in the AC40 Rookies. Finley Bardell is your winner in the AC40 Rookies. Round 2, race 3. Oliver Hall is coming around to take 2nd position, and it's going to be Rex Austin, if all things go to plan, in 3rd position. Rex Austin with an absolutely mega race, got past that Speed Pennegar. In fact, Speed Pennegar is just holding on to 4th in that battle between himself and Matt Thomas. They're coming around the final corner now. Who's going to hold on to it? It looks as though Speed Pennegar might just hold on to the 4th place. They're going to go side by side across the line. Who's going to get it? It's going to be Speed Pennegar, just holds on to it against Matt Thomas. Bethany Ashby just comes home in 6th place, 1/2 second behind that battle. But what a result there. Finley Bardell, another win for the young man.
And an awesome recovery from the number 3 of Oliver Hall there, just recovering from his mistake. It wasn't even a mistake, sorry, from his technical difficulties earlier on. Comes back strong, gets that 2nd place, all points for the championship. But it looks like round 2 goes all the way for Finley Bardell.
Let's go! The official BSB Partner Series. This is FAB-Racing. Yeah.